finally, yes, I'm so excited for you to see the next 7 days worth of tutorials. I hope that you really love them all because it has been such hard work, but I know it's gonna have all been worth it. So day one, what am I going to do? Well, my ball gown, maybe a slight giveaway or not. I'm going to do a good and a bad witch makeup tutorial. Now, bear with me. My two biggest fears in life are one, being eaten by sharks, and two, the green witch from The Wizard of Oz. Yeah, that's right, absolutely petrified of her. I have been since I was little, so I couldn't bring myself to do a full green witch face because I felt like I'd just have a breakdown. So what I'm going to be doing today is revealing a little bit of the witch's evil, because I think that even if you say you're a good witch, there's always a little bit of mean underneath. And I'm going to reveal it using the good old Halloween zip. Now, I use this later on in the week as well in a different tutorial, and I've loved using it, so it's going to be my first video. First things first, clean base, nothing on whatsoever. Now, these zips you can just buy from craft shops or from Halloween shops. These are better if you can get them from Halloween shops because they don't have that horrible edge on the side, otherwise just cut it off. I've measured this to where I want the actual makeup to be revealed, and just make sure, I'm going to do this side actually, just make sure that you trim it to be the right length, which I have already done. Now, we're not going to stick it on straight away, but what we are going to do is mark out the area where the different type of makeup is going to be so that it's all really clear. To do this, I've just got a brown eyeliner, just because that's going to rub off really, really easily, but you're still going to be able to see it. So just hold it in place where you want it to be, mark out just by peeling it back almost. Exactly where you want the zip to go. That is now done, which means that I know exactly where to work and where to put the makeup, and I'm actually going to start with the evil witch. Now, firstly, I just want to say that throughout the week of tutorials, you don't have to go out and buy a million new products. You don't have to go and use the same exact products that I'm using. Just find ones that are similar, and I'm sure you've got most of them at the bottom of the drawer, including a witch green eyeshadow, right? Okay, maybe not. I say later on in the week, but face paint palette is amazing to have because it's got all the colours that you need in it. This one's from Kryolan, but you can get them from any party shop as well. First thing we're going to do is cover this whole area with the green. So I've done that. Next, I'm going to do the eyebrow, because if we've got a really different shaped eyebrow on this side, it's going to make her look so evil. And for this, I'm taking their real liner in black. I'm going down the pub in a minute, hoping this comes off. So I'm going to really frame the brows. So taking the liner, I'm going to start under the brow as if I was going to do my brows normally. And then I'm going to lengthen them more than I usually would. Now, this is the key point. It's all about making them thick and pointy. So I'm going to make the point, so the arch almost, so over dramatic, like this. And then bring it back down to join, okay? And now we're going to fill in the gap. Imagine like evil, like. So I'm going to start to make her look really old by putting some black and grey underneath the eyes. And I'm just going to take a pencil brush, just taking a dark grey, and just underneath. She's evil, she's tired, she's done a lot of, you know, flying around on a broomstick, scaring people. So really get it into that area there. Then I'm going to take that onto the top as well of the eye. Just right into that inner corner. And up. This is just a grey from the dark grey from the Benefit Smoky Eye kit. So next I'm going to take a different type of green and just put that on almost like an eyeshadow, Just got a lighter, slightly lighter green from Face Paint. Take this black as well and just go under the lower lash line. None of this needs to be like neat. She's not a makeup queen. She is an evil witch, people. Just darken that area again a little bit. Using the black, I'm going to draw some extra like wrinkles going out here. Using a thin brush, and if you scrunch your face up like this, you can see where your lines would naturally be or are, and draw into those. Oh, it's making me feel really old. But do you see what I mean? And then you can just soften them out. Right, I'm gonna add some more dark grey shadow just into this inner bit here. I keep pulling faces, don't I? Like, see how evil I look. And then I'm just gonna line the waterline with their real liner as well. I'm just gonna use the other green just to layer a little bit up here because I feel like it's a tiny bit too metallic-y. And then do the same that I did earlier, which is like wrinkling. Oh, I have to go upwards this time. And see where your wrinkles are. And draw those in. It's such a funny picture. And then you just soften those a bit. Right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some liquid latex. Now you can just get this from the party shops as well. It's like £3. And just be careful, test this on your skin 24 hours before you use it, just behind your ear, to make sure you don't get a reaction. And I'm just going to use a sponge, it came with a sponge, and pat it over my face, this side, the evil side. And this is going to make my skin look really old and almost peeled away, haggardy. Just pat it over and it will dry then. Give that about 10 minutes and then it will dry. So while that's happening and drying, we're going to stick the zip on. So just make sure that you've cleaned around the edges where the zip is going to go. You can see it starting to dry already, and it just makes the skin look really cakey and old. So I'm just taking some eyelash glue now, so just duo glue. And I'm just going to draw around the makeup where the zip has to sit, and this will help to stick it. So I'm just using a brush so that it's more precise. Make sure you're using the clear duo glue, so the one that dries clear and not the one that dries black. Then take your zip and just apply the glue on the flat side of the zip, so the bit that you're gonna sit down. So obviously the zipper bit, this bit will be at the front, so the glue on the other side to that. So now what you're gonna do is just start to stick the zip in place, and just make sure you hold it for a few seconds in each area to make sure that it stays put. That is now stuck in place, how cool. And the latex is completely dried. And if you then just take a little bit of grey or the green, I'm just going to take a bit of the grey and put it over the latex slightly, what it does is it just acts more like wrinkles and old skin. So cover that over to take away the shine of the glue, I suppose. Not too much because we don't want to cover the green, but just a bit. I feel like you could take the green all the way back into the hair. We'll do a bit. Like I say, I'm going out in a minute. But anyway. Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do the nice switch. And I'm just going to take some cotton wool and clean up my entire face. And you see this like little bit here, just to take away anything that's fallen onto the face. I've got a clean skin ready to do the next bit. So the good witch, she's going to be glowing and beautiful and have lovely skin. So bit of high beam all over the face. We're going to almost be strobing for her base. So if you've watched my strobing video, you'll know what to do. And just obviously avoid the green. And then I'm just gonna add foundation and concealer as normal. So my skin's done, so now I'm gonna add some Gimme Brow to my brows. Not like this, properly. For the skin, I'm going to go for a pink, so I'm gonna use Hervana. I'm gonna go a little bit over the top with the blush. So just blending that to be really, really pink. Not clown-like, but I'm always gonna go straight across rather than blending upwards. For the eyes, I'm going to start with Benefit's Guilty Pleasure, and I'm going to put that all over the lid for like a gold sheen. Then I'm going to take Blingo, which is a silvery colour, and just go over the lower lid up to the socket with this. Now I'm going to add some glitter. Now throughout the week you're going to see this little pot coming out a lot because it is my favourite glitter in the world at the moment. It's that iridescent colour. And I'm just going to put this all over the eyes and into the inner corner of the eye because I feel like a good witch would love glitter, right? And I'm going to add some false eyelashes just to this one eye, so a false eyelash I suppose. I actually went for the Benefit pin-up lashes, which are more like this. I'm just going to take this one, it's always a bridesmaid eyeshadow now. It's like a cream eyeshadow by Benefit. I'm going to put this under the lower lash line. And then for the lips, I'm going to use Makeup Forever Aqua Lips in 16C and then Plexi Gloss in this bright pink, which is 209, just to give that beautiful finish. Because we've done some green on this side here, I'm going to take some gold metallic face paint and do it on the other side. And then I'm going to put a little bit of the glitter in that side of the hair as well. And you can just stick that down by spraying hairspray over the top of it. I'm just going to take High Beam and put that all down my neck because I'm wearing this type of top, and onto the collarbones as well, and just blend that in for a really nice sheen. That is look one complete. Half nice witch, half evil witch. All you've got to do now is get out your ruby slippers, or mine are silver, so you know, get those glittery bad boys out, put them on. If you want, wear a witch's hat or not, it's up to you. Outfit wise, where you can wear a, you know, witch's dress, you could wear wings, you could have a wand, you could have a crow on one shoulder and a wand in the other hand. Do whatever you want, but the great thing about this is that you can always be naughty and nice. See you tomorrow.